Okay, hey guys. Okay, I don't know what happened there. But hey guys, welcome to another episode of Witches of the Moon. My name is Thea, aka Ori of OriOasis.com. And yeah, let's get started. This week we're talking about psychic development, right? And I want to take it a little bit differently. Plus, I don't feel like showing my face. And to say what I want to say, it's kind of easier to put it on paper and let y'all see. Okay, so when we're dealing with psychic development, there are certain areas of the brain, right? So let me just draw a quick face here. And, well, kind of an outline of a face. And I'm going to draw one, I guess, right here to the side. Forehead, eye, nose, I guess. Yeah, whatever. Lip. This is very rough sketch, basically, of a head. So, Ciao. But okay, whatever. So, just show that this is an eyeball, so don't look. That looks even creepier. Okay, so basically, we're gonna put eyebrows here, eye here, and this is just basically so we can start. Okay, so when dealing with psychic development, right, there are certain areas of the brain that specifically deal with it. However, there are other areas of the brain that are connected. But first of all, let me show you exactly where the psychic development actually happens at. So, and I'm also want to start this by explaining the actual third eye, because most people think the third eye is right here, which technically it is, but also technically it's not. So the front of right here is your frontal lobe, and it normally comes down over your eyebrows a little bit, right? So all this is your frontal lobe. And I hope you can see this because I am left-handed. Bring it down, so yeah, there we go. This is all your frontal lobe. I can spell. Okay, so all this, da-da-da-da. You got your left and your right side of your frontal lobe. Right, and I'm doing this different colors because, hey, it makes it easy. Now, the frontal lobe is actually where your thoughts are. So, can you see if I write this way? Yeah. That's where your thoughts are, what's I'm looking for? That's where your thoughts are, like, blended, I guess is the right word, where your thoughts are blended with other things, like, with associations, with I'm gonna say associations, or blended with other thoughts, or blended with things, to make it easier. So your frontal lobe is your reasoning, is language, and this is also why when people get hit really hard in their frontal lobe, or they have some type of damage, they can start speaking different languages, because your frontal lobe deals with that. It also deals with movement. Some people end up can't dance no more. Some people end up traumatized where they can't move no more. You know, this is also problem-solving skills. Now, I know you're thinking, well, wait, this has nothing to do with the third eye. Give me a second. We're flowing, right? Problem-solving, and my handwriting sucks, but we're going to go with it. Problem-solving skills. Okay, so that's all your frontal lobe. Now, next to your frontal lobe, let me get another color, is your, flow me, we're getting there. This is about psychic development, we're getting there. Now, next to your frontal lobe is your temples, right? That's where your temples is. It's kind of like right on the side of your eye. That's why when you get a headache, you normally rub here, around the side of your face. Those are part of your temples. But your temples is more so, put over here. Your temples is more so dealing with emotions. Now keep rocking with me. Okay, so now when we come down to here, you'll be able to see better what I'm talking about. Okay, so your frontal lobe is going to come down to about my eyebrow, so about right here. And you know you got the frontal lobe and the other part of the brain that right now I can't remember the name of. And then right here, you have your temples, like I said, is mostly around, it really starts like back here somewhere. It's not exactly at the eye, but you get the point. And it goes here, and then this part turns into some other part of the brain. So the temple's like right here. But this part right here turns into some other part of the brain, whatever. Okay. So now that we have that, now there is I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I'll write it if I can remember how to write it, because I write it how I pronounce it. So parahippocampal. So there is something called a and this is definitely not how you say it, but it's how I remember it. Oh shoot, that should be an A. I'm sorry. This is an A. Euro. And I'm probably saying that wrong, but I eat a lot of euros, so that's how I pronounce this word. Eurus, I mean. That goes, my exact placement may be off, but it's like somewhere in here like this. So this is this little black dot thing right here, right? Now this right here is technically what would be considered the third eye. This has to deal with solely retrieving memories. So we're going to write this right here. And when I mean by retrieving memories, I mean all memories, not just yours, just retrieving memories, period. So if there is an actual physical location of a Akashic record, this would be it. And this actually sits in between, it's like in the back or sort of like in the middle of your brain, in between, but it sits like right here. Literally right here. So it's not really your frontal lobe that you're using, it's your frontal lobe that you're actually bypassing to an extent. When you're doing psychic readings and things like that, this is actually what you're using, which is why it feels like it's right here in between. Like, that's why it feels like it's right here. It feels like it's right here, and this is why they call this the third eye. But that's actually the part of the brain that you're using. Thought that was cool that you should know. Okay, now, come on, keep going. Rock with me here. Rock with me, rock with me, rock with me. I'm getting somewhere. I'm getting to the point. Okay, so now that you know that it's here, and this deals with memories, we're going to leave that there for a second. There's another part of the brain that I probably shouldn't do this in black. Green, let's go with green. Now, this part of the brain, again, the placements are kind of the same, but in my places may be a little bit off because I ain't the best drawer. But there's something that goes something like this. Well, this whole thing is connected. Something like that. And most people will try to say it's the seat of the soul third, not that part. This is called I'm going to say it wrong, but this is called the putamen. Hey, I'm saying it totally wrong. But it's, again, this is also on the sensor, and this is going to be on the left side of, this will be on the left side of the sensor. So this is called the left, and I'm saying it wrong, so I ain't going to say it again. I'm going to spell it. Is it man or men? That may be spelled wrong, but that's basically what that's called. Okay. Now, what this has to do with, your expectations. Okay. So now, and expectations could be really just anything that gives you an instant physical reward, things like that. Expectations. Okay. So now that we got these parts of the brain. The frontal lobe deals with reasoning, language, all the other stuff. When you are connecting psychically, or trying to do a psychic connection, mediumship, things like that, psychic development, the frontal brain actually goes down. You use less of your frontal lobe, and you open up this right here, this little red thing. You open up this right here. Now, the reason why I brought up this is because there are certain times of the day, and this is where we get into the psychic develop part. Flow with me. There are certain times of the day where that are better for rewards and stuff. They did a study and found out this part of the brain, those expectations, and there are certain parts when the expectations are high, and there are certain parts when the expectations are low. So it's kind of flipped. So they did a study from 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. So 10 a.m., 2 p.m., and 7 p.m. And they found out that this area of the brain is most active here, and here. And it's low here. So what does that mean? When this part of the brain is most active, these two right here, your expectations are low. And then at 2 p.m., right here is when your expectations are high. I spelled that wrong. I don't even care. Okay. Y'all know what I mean. I just realized I spelled that wrong. I don't even think I could correct that. We'll leave it. But okay, 2 p.m. is when your expectations are high. Now, what does that mean? That means that during the hours, and this also has to do with the reason why, little side note, I was sidetracked. This is the reason why most jobs are 9 to 5. The reason why most jobs are 9 to 5 are for this reason. Job hours. It's literally based off of this. So when your expectations are, when this area of the brain is most active and your expectations are low, you're actually going to do more work. When this area is high and when the area is low and your expectations are high, you're expecting more back, you're actually going to do less work. So what does that mean? And also keep in mind that 2 p.m. is normally around the time that we put, this time right here, the 2 p.m. time, is normally around the time we put toddlers to sleep. Toddlers nap time. I can write neater, but I'm left-handed and I got to write around the camera, so whatever. It's also toddlers nap time. That's when the time they start getting out of control. They can't sit still. They want to gimme. They start getting your nerves. That's the time. Put their little butts to bed. Okay. So what does this have to do with psychic development? Well, when you know this, you'll know the best times to do what. So when this is high, right? When it's 10 a.m. and 7 p.m., where this part of the brain, so the green part, is most active, then you want to do something physical. That's the best time to do something that's going to give you like a physical reward. That's when you want to do physical things. So like say if you're doing cards, right? And this is a new deck. Wait a minute. Yep, this is a brand new deck. Okay. So say when you're working with cards, I'm sorry, I wasn't expecting. I have so many decks because I use them in so much stuff. I wasn't expecting this to be a new deck. And this is one that I like to do all the time. These are just regular playing cards, right? And you're going to take the face cards because the face cards are easier to start with. So you want to take the face cards. Boom. Why are these not in order? Are they in order? Okay. Yeah, they're in order. Just give me a second to get the face cards. Now, granted, you can do something simpler, draw objects, but this is what I started with, so this is what I know. As far as helping to, further my psychic development, which mine still ain't the greatest, but hey, it is what it is. Okay, so you want to take the cards. Of course, you're going to shuffle them up. And because there's only 3 cards to choose from, you're amping it up by choosing what suit that it is. So you want to guess the face card and the suit. Now, once you kind of get a hang of that, and again, this takes time, months. I would do this for at least 6 months, twice a week for at least 6 months, if not more, 3-4 times a week for at least 6 months before you start adding in the number cards or adding in the aces, right? Adding the aces and then slowly but surely adding the number cards. So that's something you want to do during the hours or when this part of your brain, this right here, is high. Now, when this part of your brain is low, and this is when when this part of the brain is low, you actually feel more sluggish. You want to do less but get more back. Your body naturally wants to relax at this time. This is also why most jobs around this 2 p.m. hour, between the hours of 1 to 3, most people get their, which is weird, most people get their lunch breaks and stuff. They try to, even though they'll give you a break in the morning, but they really try to do the lunch break around this 2 p.m. hour because they know the person needs more energy. The person's probably at that time stressed and they need to do something, walk around, breathing exercises. This is the time you want to do exercises that do not involve something physical. I keep saying but I know what I'm talking about. This is the time where you want to do your breathing exercises, your I keep saying breathing because I probably need to do some. Your mental to mental connections, your mental picture exercises. This is a time where this is a good time to do one where, again, focusing not necessarily on the third eye, but focusing on this, however you say it, parahippo, whatever. Focusing on this right here. You want to imagine the eye being there, but it's not necessarily an eye, but you want to picture an eye being there. And what you do is you close your eyes, and as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, keep your eyes closed, but picture that part right in the middle. Picture the eye opening, and you keep doing it. And after a while, after you get used to it, you'll actually start to feel it open, and you'll feel it close. You'll feel it open, and you feel it close. That's one thing. Now, if you have somebody you want to work with, and this is something I do with Grizz all the time, because of the nature of his job, no one's by the phones. No one's by the actual office phone because of the nature of his job, and they're not allowed to have their cell phones on them. So if I need to talk to them or send them a message, this is what I do, and I believe I showed y'all before. So you want to make a energy. You want to warm up your hands and make an energy ball. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can back this camera up some so y'all can get a better look at my hands. Hold on. Okay, that's better. So what you want to do is you want to make it, you close your hands and you're going to rub them together. Get them warm. And you're picturing the energy flowing down your arms and stuff, coming through your head and going to your hands. And you're going to rub and rub and rub until you start to feel that energy in between. Now, once you start to feel that energy between your hands, rub a little more, feel the energy, hold. You want to, well, you're not going to see it because the camera's in the way, but you want to speak your message right into your hands and then let go. And then you're going to close your hands for a few seconds to close the energy up. Now, this is something that you can do with someone you trust, because the reason I say someone you trust, the more you do it, the more psychically connected you become with that person. So you want to make sure you want to be psychically connected, mentally connected, spiritually connected with that person, because whatever they can receive, they can send back. Just saying, and without even knowing it, y'all just maybe having an off day, whatever negative they're thinking about you will affect you and hit you. It's just the nature of the beast, how it goes. So you have to work on your protection stuff too with that. But yeah, this video is long enough. I just thought this was really, really cool and try to give a different way on psychic development. I'm pretty sure everybody gives great tips on exactly what to do. So I figured I'd switch things up and actually show you where the psychic development happens and exactly, the best times to do what. You can actually go even deeper into this about which times is great for you or what hours, all according to your astrology. This can get really deep as far as developing your own. This is just general observation, but when you really want to get development to your psychic abilities, you want to study your astrology chart to see where everybody has them. Everybody has psychic abilities, but your chart can tell you, your astrology chart can tell you which ones are stronger or which ones are weaker, so you can figure out which ones you want to work with. From there, you can also figure out for you the best time frame. It doesn't have to be exactly 2 p.m. That's just like a reference time. This is around the time where when they did the study, they said that the time peaked. So you have between 10, well, I wouldn't say 10, because 10 is when it's really low. So I would say around maybe 12, 12:31, down to about 5:30, really to play with this time frame. But yeah, this video is much longer than I expected. I hope you got something out of it. I hope you watch everybody's videos. I know they're going to be the bomb this week also. Don't forget to comment, thumbs up, and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace.